The following is a presentation of the ForceCenter podcast feed.
As Obi-Wan Kenobi once said, hello there, and welcome to Databank Brawl, the podcast where we learn about Star Wars characters, discuss them, share our feelings about those characters, and then make them fight for our amusement and yours. I am your host. My name is Joseph Scrimshaw. With me, as always, is Ken Napzok.
So happy to be here, drinking healthy water because I went a little too hard this past weekend. You must maintain and keep your mind clear for Databank sometimes.
A less true thing has never been said. It's good that we try to keep our minds clear. But someone with a clear mind is here to join us, and it is Jennifer Landa.
Hello, I'm excited to be here, and I see you have a new notebook. New things are on the horizon.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a new notebook?
This is my, I think I'm just holding it differently. This is my calendar that's got Luke on the back and Ray on the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Which, by the way, when we first started working together, I was like, Joseph still uses a paper calendar in this day and age.
Yeah.
That's different. And then now I'm like, I don't pay attention to any of my digital calendars. I need a calendar I can hold in my hand.
Yep.
Yes, my life isn't real unless I feel the pain in my hand for writing that down.
I get you now.
We have a special episode. It's great to have Jennifer here. It is great to have in our bodies, Ken and I, the memory of whiskey. If it's not actively present, this is something we've been doing for 2 years now. We are on our third Life Day special. Life Day.
Yes.
The original Star Wars Holiday Special was broadcast on November 17th, which is also my anniversary, so it's easy to remember. My wedding anniversary. I don't just call the Holiday Special my anniversary. Anyway, so November 17th, so we wanted to get it nice and close to that, and then, of course, the whole Thanksgiving and all the holidays will roll around, but we're putting it out close to November 17th. Life Day Special. We've had a lot of these amazing characters. Yeah. Here's what I discovered is after I got real excited and said, let's do a third Life Day special. We're running a little low on characters.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So we have some very, very exciting characters. Before we get into that, I want to remind you that today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. You can get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/ForceCenter. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Because this is Databank Brawl, we're going to recommend something that's got fighting in it, which is most Star Wars. But I really enjoyed the novelization of Solo, a Star Wars story, so go get that book and give it a listen. You can download your free audiobook today by going to audibletrial.com/ForceCenter. Again, that's audibletrial.com/ForceCenter, free audiobook. With that in mind, are you ready for your first Life Day Star Wars Holiday Special combatant?
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the first time that I have practiced saying this character's name, and I have to admit, this is what I think the pronunciation is, and I feel dirty saying it.
Oh.
Our first combatant is Atachitkuk.
Ah. Right. Right.
Also known as Itchy for short.
Yes.
If you have other ideas for pronunciation, but that's, I'm just reading it as I see it. I see Atachitkuk.
Atachitkuk. No. I'm saying that's it too. Atachitkuk.
Atachitkuk. I think maybe that's why people went with Itchy for short.
Yeah.
Atachitkuk. And obviously, this is Databank Brawl. We always get the information from the StarWars.com databank unless we're doing something special. Then we will go to the Legends tab, which is what I did for this and put a little combination because there's a lot of information on Wikipedia. Here's what we got. Atachitkuk, meaning first heroic companion in Shirawuk, known as Itchy for short, was an influential male Wookiee chieftain who lived during the last centuries of the Galactic Republic. He sired 2 pups, a female named Calabo and a male named Chewbacca, the latter of whom became a fabled hero of the Rebel Alliance that fought the authoritarian Galactic Empire. A supportive father, Atachitkuk, had allowed his only son to leave the household to travel all over the galaxy in search of adventure around the year 150 BBY. On Life Day, a most sacred family holiday, the former chieftain Atachitkuk and his family were visited by Imperials who were investigating for ties between the Wookiees and the Rebel Alliance.
It's It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's juicy.
And there's, there's plenty more on old Wikipedia, as I'm sure you're scrolling past.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, in the Legends era, he has a rich backstory.
He really does.
There's a lot going on.
He's got some adventures with Qui-Gon and all this kind of things.
Wow.
350 years before Battle of Yavin. Wow. So did you... A Rook Wookiee?
What's that?
A Rook Wookiee. RWOOK is his specific species.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that's
This is Legends.
In Legends. Okay, so he's that's a different kind of Wookiee.
A different
That's
kind of
awesome.
Wookiee. Yeah, wow, there's a lot. Yeah, sorry.
Do you just get hypnotized by it all, right?
It is, yeah. So we'll go to some of the stats.
Yeah.
The Legends canon does have the stats for Itchy. So they say 1.7 meters, but that's short stooped.
Okay.
So he's got a little roll in his back. He's been around.
Oh yeah. We all saw Itchy in the holiday special.
Yeah, exactly. So that's so I imagine 2.2 or so when he's fully at his full height back in his glory days. Hair color brown, later gray, eye color brown. So it doesn't really describe. It doesn't go to explain his face.
Well, what
with that
can explain his face?
underbite.
Right.
And the little scrunched up.
Jennifer, you are scrolling
Face.
around, just sucking in all the itchy information you can.
Yeah.
What are you seeing that's exciting you?
I never realized that there's so much information. The photo that they have along with it is classic Itchy, where he is holding, is it Lumpy's X-Wing toy?
Oh yeah.
Right? And he just looks like the grandpa that's just seen it all and doesn't have any teeth. Right? Does
Yeah, I'm
he
looking
have
at this
teeth?
photo.
I don't know.
No, I don't. Yeah, no, I think.
It's just, he's lived life and he's just kind of over it all.
Yeah, his mask is definitely posed into the grumpy expression.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, man, that photo is amazing.
It's a great
There's
photo.
There's a lot going on in that.
There really is.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Many feelings about that. All right, so let's talk just a little bit then about how we feel about this character. Obviously, one of the more prominent characters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of screen time in the holiday special. Jennifer, you're a connoisseur of the holiday special.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Itchy?
I liked Itchy because I recognized what kind of character this was. So even though I could not understand a word that anybody was saying, or the Wookiees at least, can't speak Shriwook. I knew what kind of character this was. Maybe it's like the 1970s and 60s, that kind of sitcom dad. Like that's what he reminded me of, like almost like
It's fair.
Archie Bunker, like an older Archie Bunker. I don't know.
Yeah, like that faded patriarch of like this person used to absolutely rule this family, but now they're getting a little older, declining in health, and they're still respected, but they kind of got to ruin back and do their own weird crap.
They're a curmudgeon. He's a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ken, how do you feel about weird grandpa at a chit cuck?
Faded patriarch's a great. Because my grandpa at 94 is still out in the garden working. He's still, and sometimes we're like, sit down, go fade, and just relax. You're working too hard. 94. But I remember my friend's grandfather, started World War II, bricklayer, and he would just turn on the Angel game and that was it. You just let him go.
Yeah.
He's doing that. He earned it. So I have some, that's the sitcom dad is kind of way, very 70s.
Yeah.
A lot of things about that. I am shocked right now. I'm a little speechless because I maybe infamously to some of my listeners and ForceCenter fans here for us as a team know that I don't like Legends too much. Didn't take that deep dive into it. I am currently very shocked to see right now the amount of appearances Itchy had in Legends.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton.
From Qui-Gon to Han. He gets fleshed out. He is sort of ground zero for let's take Star Wars seriously, which I think Legends did a lot. And like any character can be rehabilitated, like weird, and we'll talk about this a little bit, weird, horny, Chewie dad. He's going to have important battles against the Empire.
Yeah, he's in the game Galactic Battlegrounds, like that. I like that part of the Legends. I like that. We have Star Wars fans. It's part of the fun. You get that little figure. He's named Walrus Man. You learn he's named Panda Baba, and you got a whole story. That makes sense to me. So other than that, I don't have a lot of affinity towards Itchy, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like, it's that funny little thing from that thing we all wanted to forget.
Okay, well, let's talk about the one thing that Itchy is well known for, and I think first-time viewers of the holiday special often comment on. The whole subplot where he watches Diane Carroll dance. It's Diane Carroll, right?
Yep. It's Diane Carroll.
And he seems just like way into it.
Really into it.
Yeah.
Jennifer,
how do we feel?
It was just bizarre. I was like, what is this weird segment? I felt a little uncomfortable. This was not the Disney family-friendly Star Wars that we had. It was wild.
Yeah.
Wild Wookiees.
wild Wookiees.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Ken, do you have feelings about that? Do you have
that's just one of those... you learn at some point about the holiday special, then you see clips, or then you get to see it, and then you're like, oh yeah, I could see why George Lucas didn't want anything to do with this. The Wookiee porn scene, a lot of people call it.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think it's intriguing because it forces that question that has been answered in different ways in different Star Wars canon over the years of, is there some weird thing in the galaxy where all species find humans attractive?
Right.
Or is this, I think there was one version of Jabba in Legends where I want to remember a Legends thing where it was like he was considered deviant because other Hutts were like, why are you so into the humans, Jabba?
Right.
Damn. So that mystery lingers for Itchy. Which is it?
Yeah,
Which is it?
I like it because it's like a time capsule of that era of television and music videos, so to speak, of during that time. It's
weird variety shows,
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's why people always are like, oh yeah, you need to be drunk to watch the holiday special. I really think it's because of that weird scene.
Yeah.
That and the Cirque du Soleil little bit,
right? And
that Lumpy watches.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely have to be drunk when Krellman pours booze into his own head.
That's true.
Too.
You want to be at that point Krellman is. You want that
Luke
liquor
Skywalker's
directly on your brain.
Rouge on Luke Skywalker's face.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Well, maybe that can be our holiday special Databank Brawl next time. Is Luke Skywalker, but with rouge. All right. I love Itchy because of this contrast. Because of he's one of the most absurd characters who pretty much only does absurd things on screen, and yet in Legends he is Chitkuck, father of Chewbacca. Now back in canon, I believe, because of that line of dialogue in Solo.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to move on. Who could Chitkuck possibly fight? This was a very hard decision. We've had some of the bigger, fun, flashier characters in the holiday special fight. So Chitkuck will do battle with B4711.
It tracks. It comes up.
Yep.
There you go.
Here is what, not the databank, but Wikipedia has to say on B4711. Along with another trooper and several Imperial guards, B4711 raided the home of Chewbacca's family during the blockade of Kashyyyk. However, after their search turned up no sign of rebel activity, the other Imperials left the home, leaving B4711 to stay and keep watch. The troopers soon discovered a device which Lumpawaru had made to fool the others into returning to base, which he destroyed. B4711 then chased Lumpy out onto the deck of the home, where he was met by Chewbacca and Han Solo, who had just arrived for the Life Day celebration. Solo tripped the trooper, and B4711 fell to his death in the forest below. Later on, when the Empire began looking for the trooper, Sean Dan gave an Imperial the idea that B4711 had raided his home, stole much of his food, and fled. The Empire then proceeded to send out a search party.
Right.
Sean Dan, of course, Art Carney's traitor character.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And maybe he can fight, but I didn't. I almost picked him, but it seemed cruel to make him fight. His friend, Itchy.
His friend. I don't like that.
That's not the holiday spirit.
B4711.
He's going down.
He already went down. Maybe he'll go down again.
Again, exactly.
Interesting to note, no Legends or Canon tab, just it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, you can't go back and forth. That's just
it. Nope. Is. Here he is. This is who he is. And the biography, just as you read. I love the little detail that Han Solo tripped him.
Yep.
And there's an accompanying photo. I'm going to click on it here on the Wikipedia. If you guys go to Wikipedia and go to B4711, it is a picture of the back of a stormtrooper and a very young Harrison Ford in Han Solo gear, but almost looking like he's like, I'm on a soundstage being told to be Han Solo again by contract. And it's painful. It's a painful, and it's just like actions. It just shot. Han's got his sleeves rolled up. It just looks like they went to, Men's Warehouse and got him a white dress shirt and just put it over the vest.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that vest is more into this than Harrison Ford is. Yeah.
That scene is awkward. For exactly that reason.
Mm-hmm.
The Harrison Ford really is the one that does not seem to be playing along as like Mark Hamill's really giving it his all.
Yeah,
in the
Carrie
holiday
Fisher's
special.
all in.
She's singing.
She's singing. Yeah, touching tribute.
Yeah, Harrison. It's like when Adam Driver doesn't go to the celebration panels. Like I know we discussed on the main show this week that he doesn't think he's intense, but you don't even go to the panels. Harrison's kind of got that vibe at times doing that picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or B4711.
Oh my goodness.
So there's no more additional detail. Are there stats for B4711?
There is nothing.
Yeah.
Human male.
Human male.
Human male.
There's
Died 1AB, which is now we got that kind of new system of measurement 35:9.
All right.
We got some of these new year measurements we're going to start dealing with.
Okay. I've got a photo of him pulled up there, Jennifer. I don't know if you have the same one. It's like that stormtrooper armor. He looks a little swollen. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite fit right.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
His stormtrooper bosoms are riding quite high.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
He
Oh
really-
my goodness.
His armor looks like it had some work done.
Oh my goodness. Oh yes. That is it doesn't look right.
No.
Again.
Not even remotely.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yep.
I can't remember if I've ever asked either of you, did either of you watch this in your youth?
No, I'd heard about it. And then really started to see clips of it. There's I don't know if we talked about it before, so I apologize if I remixed it in some of the previous Life Days databanks, but there was a wrestling website. It's still going to call WrestleCrap. And there's books, and because if you're a wrestling fan, the first thing you realize is wrestling's really stupid, but you love it because of it. So every year or every week they induct like stupid things from wrestling and bad things.
Nice.
It's a really bad thing. And every year for Christmas, they entered in, and they would, I don't know if they still do it, but they would induct the holiday special into the Hall of Fame. And they would do just a great breakdown and with these little videos and GIFs and everything that they'd show you. So that was when I was like, oh yeah, I'd never really stopped to watch this, and it's hard to get copies. And then now I have a copy. I have a CBS broadcast copy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's something else.
Yeah. I always have such a fascinating relationship with it because I watched it live on its one broadcast, and I was, of course, too young to realize this is terrible. It was just, there's some Star Wars, and I remember being really connected to Lumpy and really sad when the Stormtrooper grabs his Bantha toy. And I remember being happy when Han tripped this Stormtrooper, and I remember the joy of Han Solo killing this trooper because the trooper was being mean to Lumpy, and I was young enough that it really affected me. And now it was so weird when I eventually rewatched as an adult, going like, "Wow, this is slightly different than I remembered."
Trip, yeah.
It's very trippy. So now we have a chance to see what happens to B4711 again. So unless there are any other thoughts, let's fight. As always, we decide the where and the when. I have a general idea of when this could happen.
I'm open to thoughts here. I don't want to take it down any path that I've taken previous Life Day specials before, but there's also where it is.
I kind of wanted to, just when I read these two characters' descriptions, what rang out to me is the vengeance of Adachitkuk.
Okay.
That maybe B4711, maybe Adachitkuk, maybe Itchy is not convinced that this horrible stormtrooper is dead, and he goes out into the trees looking for him.
I like that.
Oh, that's good.
I like that.
Okay.
And as we learned, when B4711 fell to his doom, though records show that he died, truth is, he hit a lot of trees on the way down.
It really is a lot.
And like a Homer Simpson episode, a moment in an episode, dope. Lands, stunned. He's not feeling great, but he's alive down there.
Okay, Jennifer, do you think B4711 hitting these branches all the way down, do you think he makes it all the way to the ground, or is he hung up on a branch? Where is he?
Yeah, I think he's stuck. He gets stuck. This is really how he survives. Is he gets knocked around and he gets stuck on a branch. His armor is actually a branch has gone through the armor, kind of keeping him suspended.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's where he is right now.
Okay. Yeah. I think his torso armor.
Sure.
That is through, and then his I think his legs are stuck, splayed incredibly wide open by branches on either side.
Right.
So he's just hanging there like a little Christmas star.
Oh my goodness.
And the other Imperials didn't find him. They didn't even get close.
No.
I think he was like screaming, "I'm here!"
They just
B4711 off my legs.
by the time you hear that Wilhelm scream following down to the he's gone.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gone.
Move along.
But I think Itchy.
Yeah.
I think he is. He's sitting up there. Life Day has passed. It's maybe like the next day, and he's just thinking like he's remembering his glory days. Mm-hmm. He's thinking that he can't believe that he allowed that trooper to come into his home and violate Life Day like that.
Never would have done that.
Right? Mm-hmm. And he needs to make sure that trooper's gone. So what does he do, Jennifer? Does he get any equipment? What does he do?
I think that his spirit is invigorated. He was once a great chieftain, warrior. I think he actually gets his old, I saw a photo on Wikipedia. There was like a helmet, a headdress helmet. Mm-hmm. He gets that, dusts it off, puts it on his head. Suddenly his posture kind of straightens up a little bit. Yeah,
those Wookiee bones cracking.
Yeah, he's got a mission. But he's going to need some tools to get down there. How is he going to get down there?
Yeah.
I like that he grabs like some Wookiee rope made with some tree bark woven into, a strong, sturdy Wookiee lasso and rope. I think he's got some climbing spikes that can also double as little weapons. He's got a little satchel. Like a Chewbacca satchel.
Yeah.
But it's just got a lot of little trinkets in there.
Yeah, I think he's got some weapons.
Yep.
And some nuts and berries. Because he doesn't know how long this is going to take. Yeah, sandwich.
Yeah. Bantha rump roast sandwich because it's leftover from the previous day.
From Life Day.
From Life Day.
Yeah, everyone's taking naps up there in the huts.
Yeah. Thanks, Gormanda, for the instructions and Mala for the cooking, right?
Yeah.
He also has a little device where he clicks on it and Diane Carroll pops up but it's not the full program.
No.
It's just like a rotating image you can look at.
Yeah, because it looked from the outside as though he was just carnally fascinated by this image, but he was really feeling the call of his youth. He was seeing a young person in their prime and realizing, I used to be like that. I used to swing about freely. I used to have such power. I can have it again. I can do it again. Thanks.
I still got it.
Yeah. And so I think in the dead of night, he doesn't tell his family about this. He hooks his Wookiee rope.
Yeah.
He pops some nuts and berries, takes a bite of his bantha rump roast sandwich, and he swings. He descends. What does he sound like with his old itchy roar echoing out in the branches, Jennifer?
I think at first he's really feeling it, feeling the wind in his fur, or hair, excuse me. And then, like what happens when you get older, the adrenaline starts to fade a little bit, and you start to feel it. Oh, that one hurt.
Yeah. So triumphant going into that hurts.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah,
nice.
that's the one.
Nice.
The one.
All right. So I think B4711 hears something. He's been listening to now. He's been getting used to the song of the forest, of the different creatures chittering and the breeze in the trees. But now he hears something else. He hears and branches kind of giving way. And this is a horror movie for him, right? For B4711.
This is Star Wars horror.
Yeah.
And I think he is trying to decide I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So I think he takes the risk to try to undo his armor and try to get himself out of this?
Oh, I like that.
How do you think it goes from Ken?
He gets one side of the breastplate off the breastplate armor, a shoulder pad, a gauntlet falls to the ground. He can't get the other side off. He's got a little bit of an injury. His left arm hurts.
Yeah.
Maybe some bruises, maybe something broken. I don't think completely broken, but he didn't. It was a fall, so hit a lot of those trees on the way down. So he can't get it all the way off. So the breastplate is now hanging just on the right side of his body as he struggles to try to move faster.
Okay, so he's still not managed to get off that one branch?
He's almost about to fall.
Okay.
If he's not careful. He doesn't want to fall one more time.
And his poor legs splayed open.
Yes.
His thighs aching. Who knows what will happen? And then I think he hears it first, but then he sees it. He hears a moan that suddenly just turns into a mighty Wookiee roar. Itchy's old, intense eyes see his prey, and he comes swinging at B4711.
Wow.
So he sees this hunched old Wookiee. The Wookiee's mouth opens. There are no teeth, right, Jennifer?
No teeth.
Right.
Yeah. But it seems like this mouthless or this toothless gaping mouth is going to come to swallow B4711 alive.
Yeah.
What does he do? Does he have any weapons on him? How does he react?
He is not the brightest stormtrooper.
He did get tripped.
He did get tripped, yes. So he's literally kind of paralyzed with fear, like a deer in the headlights. But fortunately for him, Itchy has terrible eyesight, and so he goes to swipe at B4711, but he just misses spectacularly. I mean, it's like it's not even close.
Oh yeah, I like this a lot. I think Itchy's swing goes way low.
Yeah,
and he actually disrupts the chain of branches, one of which is keeping B4711 up, and they shatter away. And Itchy's he needs to turn around and make another pass at this. But what happens first to B4711 is some of the tree infrastructure supporting him gives way.
And I think he falls to the rest of the surface. Of
he falls all the way down.
All the way down.
Yeah, maybe a couple of yards. I don't know.
A couple of yards, okay.
Yeah.
But he's on the ground of Kashyyyk.
Lands with thumb. So now Itchy is resetting, and he's up in another tree branch, and he looks down. He's like, well, I have a target. All I have to do is just kind of land. I do a splash on the rope, fall down on him, splash him.
Right.
Right? So he goes down to swing, and that's when Itchy again kind of overcompensates, misses, lets himself go, and does. If you ever jumped out of a swing as a kid, that uncontrolled, and Itchy lands right next to B4711 on the beach. So momentarily, I know this is Databank Brawl, not Databank Rest Spots, where they're both on their back. Wind knocked out.
Okay. And you think that Itchy lands on his back or his front?
Back, I think.
Okay, so he's throwing himself.
Yeah,
I like this that he's that big of a badass. He's like, I'm gonna spot it with my eye and then I'm gonna throw myself backwards.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there's even a moment in Itchy's mind of, did I get him? Nope, I didn't.
Oh my gosh.
And I think that B4711 his life preservation instincts kick in, and I think he starts rummaging quickly through his stormtrooper belt. What can he possibly use as a weapon to attack this aged Wookiee before it just devours him? Jennifer, do you have an idea?
I do. I think that he thinks that maybe if he gives Itchy a snack, like that might help.
Oh, that's great because it's also insulting on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
But maybe not untrue.
Right, exactly. We don't know. We will find out. And so he's rummaging, and he pulls out basically like a version of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay, a space peanut butter and jelly sandwich because they don't get good rations.
No,
and that's what they get for stormtroopers stationed on Kashyyyk. During this blockade. And I think that he basically leaps forward, plants his B4711 body on top of Itchy, and just drops the sandwich in as Itchy goes, and he he drops it in. And I think,
sandwich in his mouth.
yeah, I think B4711 says, "We can be friends."
We could be friends. Come on,
Yeah.
eat the sandwich.
Exactly. How does Itchy react to this, Ken?
He is both insulted and satisfied.
It's tasty, right?
He enjoys a good sandwich. If you want to satiate me, you just send a sandwich my way. So I identify with Itchy here. So he takes a big bite, big chew, big enjoyment of the
A
sandwich.
big gum, really.
Big gums it, I should say. Ba, ba, ba. And
Good thing
before
it's
is
a
like,
soft sandwich.
oh, okay, yeah, we're this is gonna work. This is gonna work. And then Itchy takes another bite, and he's like, yeah, this is definitely gonna work. Before it's like, I solved this problem. Itchy spits that bite into his face.
Yeah. I think Itchy spits that into his face, and I think he roars, which translates is thanks for the appetizer. Time to die.
You're my main course.
Oh my gosh.
And I think he opens his weird itchy mouth as large as the mighty warrior.
Which
at
might be-
Ken.
A description and just a name.
His weird itchy mouth.
Yeah.
And I think he tries to latch on to B4711's hand.
Oh, with the big old gum bite?
Big old gum bite.
old gum bite.
Trying to hold onto that hand, trying to just dislocate fingers.
I like that.
Pulling on it.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Jennifer?
It's slimy.
It's real gross.
It's because now it also has jam and sticky peanut butter.
Space Jam, not to
Yeah,
be
Space
confused with the movie, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space Jelly.
Yeah, I think peanut butter in Star Wars is called legume cream.
Yeah, legume cream.
Legume cream. I mean, it's just disgusting.
Yes.
It's gross.
And then, B4711 does not understand how insulting he's been. He doubles down on it unintentionally. He says, calm down, boy. Calm down. Talking to him like a dog.
Like a dog.
Like
yeah.
a dog.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Stormtroopers think of Wookiees as just island pests. Yeah.
He takes
Right.
it a little farther, and he, thinking this will get Itchy to release his one hand, he reaches back and he rubs Itchy's tummy. And this is really hard for Itchy because it is incredibly offensive, and it does actually feel quite good.
I mean, Itchy's he's torn. There's a lot of different choices coming his way.
his leg shakes a little bit,
Oh,
like
it's
the
a
dogs do.
scratch.
Found the Wookiee sweet spot.
Good scratch.
Wookie tick.
Yeah.
Please.
So it's going, but also so is Itchy's rage. So how does he retaliate, Ken? Do you have a thought?
Well, the leg starts twitching. And then B4 again is like, yeah, you like that? Yeah, you like that? Yeah, I did a little bit. And
Good boy.
yeah,
like that?
and that is when the other leg starts to move. But this one is a swift kick right to the crotch armor of B4, and he slumps over to the beach floor.
Yeah, he slumps over in pain. I think
God, I gave you a sandwich.
Itchy strives to his feet, and I think he roars again, and he opens up his little pouch, and Itchy has in here a dagger.
Oh,
This is Wookiee tradition for you when you've been a warrior, and your teeth fall out. There's no reason to stop using them. You fashion your teeth into a dagger.
it's wow. That's that's its own traditional day too. Gum day they call
Yeah,
it.
gum day.
Gum
Yeah,
day.
Where, yes, teeth become knives.
There's a day where
Yep.
your teeth become a knife.
Yes, that's a song that Princess Leia sang later that night.
Yes.
Or on a different visit, on Gum Day.
Yeah.
So he pulls out his own knife, teeth dagger,
Yeah.
and I think he tries to drive it into the exposed armor.
Yeah.
Because was it the front breastplate?
The front breastplate, yes.
Yeah, so it's just that rubber
Weapon dangling,
that
yeah.
rubber oversuit, and I think Itchy sees that and pulls that breastplate away with those high riding stormtrooper bosoms.
Yes.
On his particular breastplate, it never fit well.
Yeah.
And I think that knife shink and drag, and I think it
my.
cut. I think it rips that rubber suit right open.
It punctures the skin. The teeth go deep.
I think the teeth. I don't know if it's a killing blow, but I think
I don't
the
think
skin
so, but-
certainly ripped open. But he is peeling open like the layers of insult. The Empire has landed on Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
They're being ripped open.
B4 makes a sound that would make the late great Christopher Lee happy, who knew what it was to stab a man. Just a escaping of air.
Yeah, that's right. Now, B4711, now he tried the sandwich gamut. He tried the petting. Yeah. And is it now dawning on him that his death day might be at hand, Jennifer?
Yeah. Yes. But he is not a bright stormtrooper.
No, he was not the best of the bunch.
And so he still is treating Itchy like an animal, like a domestic animal. And so he thinks, okay, how about if we play fetch? Some sort of distraction.
Right.
So is he on his back now? Where is he?
Yeah, well, but he was on his back. He can scuttle away if you like, because he was busy stabbing.
Right. Yeah. So he's trying to think of something that he can basically pick up and throw, like a bone or whatever, to get Itchy over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he grabs. Do you have an idea of what he grabs?
Not yet.
I think maybe he scuttles away, but he reaches out and he grabs that helmet off of Itchy's head.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And he just, here, right? Right. Get it, Wookiee.
Get it?
Here, Wookiee.
And he just hurls it, right?
Yeah. Oh, man.
And I think Itchy looks like, that's my helmet. That's my sign of honor. I earned that from being a warrior. Each individual mark and gem and braid is a different battle, a different honor, and you just chucked it in the forest. I've got a knife. And I think Itchy's like frozen, and this makes B4711 think it's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
It's working. Like, you get it? You want that hat, don't you? You want that hat, don't you? Get that hat. Get that hat.
Go get it. Go get it, boy.
Apologize to all the Wookiees out there.
And I think Itchy's legitimately torn, because maybe he does need to go get that. Right? He can't lose that. What if the wind catches it and it just rolls into the river?
I think he makes his choice to go get the hat. I think he gets up and runs after the hat. B4 thinks he has a little bit of the upper hand. And I think as Itchy runs to go get the hat, B4 chases after him. Maybe going to try to deliver his own kind of death blow here.
Yeah. I think that that's exactly right. That Itchy goes running after that. I think a B4711 gets out the grappling hook that we see Luke use in A New Hope, and he's going to rope that Wookiee up.
Yep.
And he realizes he's just searching his mind for everything he knows about animals.
Yeah.
So as he's getting closer, swinging that grappling hook, he's like, oh, yeah, you're supposed to look bigger than animals to scare them.
Right.
So I think he stands up straight, and he rips fully off that armor, front plate, and he kind of lodges it in the back plate. So it's like this big... Like a dinosaur that fans out its head.
Yes.
Like, so he's trying to look real big.
Yeah,
and his legs ache, but he spreads them real wide.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Ooh, Wookiee! Look how big I am!" And I think Itchy turns, and then he sees that grappling hook coming. Now, Jennifer, you have told the story of Dummel B4711. But is he good with a grappling hook? Does this land?
It would have landed, but actually Itchy's bad eyesight comes in handy, and so he's able to dodge it in some weird way because he miscalculates it. So he's able to dodge it, and he sees this ridiculous figure. And at this point, B4711 is thinking, "Oh, I'll try and roar like a roar, roar." And Itchy is very intelligent, very intelligent being, and he starts chuckling to himself.
Right.
And I think he knows that B4711 is his. He's playing into the palm of his hand.
Okay,
furry hand.
Yeah. Okay, I like this. I think this is a good place to pause in our combat. that grappling hook has whistled past Itchy. But B4711 still has the rope in his hand. He could still use it to attack again. Itchy is laughing with bloodlust in his Wookiee eyes. Let's pause and decide who we want to win our combat. Ken, do you have a thought?
Oh, it's Itchy without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I think you know what you did.
Every once in a while, they end up like, this will be fun,
look,
and it's lopsided. What are you going to do?
I love stormtroopers. I'm sympathetic. I get it. But come on, it's Itchy.
Yeah. Jennifer?
Initially, I was actually feeling sorry for B4711.
I feel a little bit. Yeah.
I felt a little sorry for him stuck in that tree. But, he's just being insulting.
He's really offensive.
Very offensive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that at this point, he's just got like a horror film, the dumb kid. So we're going to have to take him out. She's going to have to take him out.
I agree with this. Like this could be a lopsided battle, and sometimes that happens here on Databank Brawl, but you never know. We had that great episode where I expected the patrol trooper to win, but instead he married Officer Charest. Go check out that episode.
I think our most powerful bit of headcanon we've created in this game.
Yes.
That and the Gok droid killing Sayo Bibble.
Yeah, but this is, we follow where our storytelling goes. And Jennifer, I think you painted in particular a portrait of a not bright stormtrooper who drank the Imperial Kool-Aid that these Wookiees are lesser beings. They're just animals, and he is going to pay for his ignorance with his life to celebrate Life Day. For B4711, it's no more Life Day.
What a happy holiday this is.
Anyway, enjoy this day with your family, kids. All right. So I think here's how I think this story begins to play out.
Okay.
I think B4711 doesn't recognize what's in front of him. And I think he yanks on the grappling hook, pulling it back towards him. And I think it hooks at a chickcock's fur.
Okay.
And just painfully lodges into old, nestled in there, matted hair. And I think it actually does pull Itchy to the ground. And B4711 is dragging Itchy towards him. And I think Itchy roars, which is, fool, you are dragging death to your own feet.
Death is coming your direction.
And B4711 is pulling him closer and closer. I think he's maybe going to, punch him, kick him, finish him in some way. But that's not what happens. As Itchy lands at the feet of B4711, he attacks. He's got his crown. He's got his ceremonial own teeth dagger. He's got who knows what else. What does he do, Jennifer, to B4711?
Well, fortunately, he's able to see up close. And the trooper is right in front of his face now. He's not going to miss.
No.
So just like the Wampa did with Luke, we see this big furry arm swipe.
Oh, just a Wookiee slap.
Yeah.
Mighty Wookiee slap.
Oof. It goes right across his trooper's face.
Yeah, I think, in fact, it's so hard, like a cartoon, it spins his helmet around his head. And it's smashing up his face, right? Because those helmets are form-fitting.
Yep.
Ken, what Itchy's not done, though. What else does he do here on this Life Day?
He's as the helmet spins and B4 drops to his knees, kind of dazed, the helmet comes off at this point. Spins off.
That much torque.
Yeah.
That it took here.
But Itchy reaches into his satchel to pull out the weapon to finish this off. And he comes back up with this little device that we mentioned earlier, and he clicks it on. And there's Diane Carroll. She's just spinning, going, hello, hello, hello. And it mesmerizes B4.
Oh.
He looks, what is this? And he stares at it like it's like a light shining down from heaven. She's just like, hello, hello, hello. She spins and spins. And as B4 focuses on that is when Itchy takes his helmet, inverts it so that any kind of sharp ends are now a weapon, and he just crowns B4 with it.
Oh, you think he stabs it B4711 in the head?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a big from the top. as before staring at this image of Diane Carroll, he just
Ooh.
Oh, is
Wow.
a bloody inverted not throne, a crown. A bloody inverted crown. Oh, very, very painful.
Not good.
Very painful. In B4711, seems unfazed.
Yeah.
He still stares, and Itchy realizes, wow, it wasn't just me. This woman really has power. And slowly, B4711 slumps to the ground, and being an honorable warrior, Itchy, seeing he has delivered the killing blow, he shows mercy. And he sits down on the forest bed with B4711. He cradles him in his mighty Wookiee arms, and he just pets B4711 and lightly makes some gentle Wookiee noises like shh.
Blood force
Okay.
flows down before his face.
Wound from the ceremonial teeth dagger oozing out as well. Wow. And slowly the light fades from B4711's eyes as he happily watches Space Diane Carroll dance.
That's mercy.
Hello.
That's mercy.
Hello. Hello.
Goodbye. Now, do either of you have an idea of what happens after the credits roll? Is there a post-credit scene?
I think hours later, into the hut comes Itchy. Fur, dirty, bloody, matted. It looks dazed. He's stooped even lower than he normally is. And the family's there. Mala, Lumpy, the traitor, Sean, Don, whatever, Art Carney. They all kind of look at him like, where have you been? And he just looks at his chair and just says, I need to sit. Plops down into it, puts on the headphone or the goggles, and turns on the Diane Carroll image again. And they look around, they're like, just let Grandpa do what he wants to do.
Yeah. And I think the camera pans from this beautiful, idyllic scene all the way down the trees, all the way down the trees, all the way down. And there, a fresh grave. Some sticks hanging out of it.
Yeah.
In a bloody stormtrooper helmet. There as a warning to all who would mess with Wookiees on Life Day or even the day after.
What a story.
Beautiful,
Life
beautiful
day,
stuff.
Nothing but Life Day.
Beautiful Life Day. Bloody and terrible. Life Day. Wow. I thank you so much for telling that moving story that got
Took us to a lot of spots.
We went places.
so much more violent than I even hoped. Every once in a while, a character still dies on Databank Brawl. Still viciously, horribly dies in the arms of an old Wookiee. That just happens. That was awesome. Thank you so much for helping me tell that story. As always, listeners, if there's characters that you want to see fight, let us know with the hashtag Databank Brawl. There's some fun characters coming up on Resistance that we'll dive into as well. Jennifer, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and YouTube at Jennifer Landa.
And Ken, where can people find you?
Hey, you can go to the knapsackfiles.podomatics.net, one-stop shop to find all the things I do, or just follow me at Ken Napzok.
That is right, and we always like to thank Tony Thaxton for our theme music. You can check out his Patreon at patreon.com/CloudCitySoundtrack. You can check out ours at patreon.com/ForceCenter. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as at Joseph Scrimshaw, and check out my albums, podcasts, and shows on my website at josephscrimshaw.com. You can also like ForceCenter on Facebook and follow us on Twitter is at ForceCenterPod. And until next time, as Luke Skywalker once said, well, no one was really listening to him. I care. That's it for Databank Brawl.